Aloha! Wonderful job today. Off the bat, make sure we're in tune. Here's a low E, the high E. Play them together. Nice. Let's do a quick spider. Play the A note, and then see if it sounds like the A above it. It does. D, G. For the B, we're gonna go into the 4th fret, and then back to the 5th fret for the E. Play an E major, and if our chords sound the same, we're in tune. If not, use your tuner, try and do your best. We'll talk about that more next week. Do your spider exercises with downstrokes first, making sure go to each individual string, working our fingers all the way up the fretboard. When we get to the top, go all the way down to down. If you get through here a couple times, and you should, being able to do it 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, try doing upstrokes. Up, 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 up. These upstrokes are a little bit harder than the downstrokes, as you pointed out, absolutely. But when we get good at doing downstrokes and we get good at doing upstrokes, we also are gonna be pretty good at doing the other economical and alternating picking. Economical is when we do a downstroke, downstroke, and then an upstroke. It's categorized as going through a string, like the E string, then the A string, E, A, and then up on a string. I don't really use that one unless I'm playing like heavy metal for faster movements of scales. Other than that, the chord we're going to be playing today is going to be our chord of the day, and I would like you to play it with the fact of doing alternating. So after you get done with your scales, I'm sorry, your spideys, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Remember, you don't have to go as fast as this, but you do want to do down, up all the way through this, just to get a little bit better doing the up and down, those phrasings. The chord that we're going to be playing today after we do our chord review is going to be a chord we have not challenged ourselves with. I'll tell you in a second, but we're going to do a quick chord review. Ready? E major, we're going to play the G at the 4th fret. That is incorrect, at the 1st fret. Boom, that makes it G sharp. We're going to play the E note and the B note at the 2nd fret, E major. Remember when we take off our first finger, that gives us an E minor. If we play that same shape horizontally above it, just scooching the shape whoop, that way, we get an A minor. Nice. The C note is the minor 3rd in the key of A, so A, C, E. If we sharpen that C to a C sharp, we get A major. A major, A minor. D major is a D, F sharp, A, and when we flatten the 3rd from the F sharp to the F, we get a D minor. Remember, this finger stays here, and then these two, swoop, D minor. Chord review, E major, E minor, A major, A minor, D major, D minor. When we play the G major, there are 2 ways to play it, as with every chord. You can take your first finger off, put the 2nd finger where your first finger was, put the 3rd finger where the 2nd one was, and put your pinky on the fretboard. Makes the same chord. We practice these not with spider exercises, but with our teeter-totters. So let's try that now with the D major, try that now with the G major, and try that now with our new chord, the A7. When we play a D major, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Play on the 1 and switch and switch and switch. Play on the 1 and switch and switch and switch. Play on the 1 and switch and switch and switch. Essentially, we're going back and forth between the same chord by playing only on the 1, giving ourselves enough time. That's a teeter-totter. Do that with the G with me. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and G and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when we go back and forth between these, the purpose of doing these is it goes slow, but when you speed them up, your hands will start moving independently. Your fingers will stop layering, and they will start actually functionally moving together. That's the whole purpose of teeter-totters. And then your chord of the day, A7. If this is an A major, which has an open E, an open A closed D at the 2nd fret for an E note, a closed G at the 2nd fret for an A note, a closed B at the 2nd fret for a C sharp, and then an open E at the top. We have E, A, E, A, C sharp, E, which gives us A, C sharp, E. To play an A7, we remove the A note, we go past the G sharp, and we let it ring as an open G. Therefore, just the 2 notes. That is an A7. We would have an E on the low note, an A, E, a G, C sharp, and a E. A7. Try that with our teeter-totters. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A7 and 2, open string, down and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. That's how we play our teeter-totters. It's wonderful seeing you today. Good job. And the last thing I want to leave you on is this. Can you play any chord? I'm just going to pick the E major, and we're going to play 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. What was I doing? Well, I'm just alternating with a chord on this hand, going back between my notes. I know this is a little fast. If it's too fast, that's what we're shooting for, but this is us being able to alternate between strings. I hope that made sense. Try that for this week for 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and I guarantee you, if you do this practice, by next week you will be a little bit more efficient with your right hand finger style. And we're gonna be playing a song called Blackbird. It's gonna look like this. G major, 2nd fingering. That's all the chords. Of course I'll go over it, but it looks like this. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rhyme. Now, I know this seems really impossible, but the idea is nothing's impossible. All we have to do is strive for it and work for it. We're also going to pick some other songs that we just strum along, but this is our first example of fingerstyle. It was great seeing you this week. I cannot wait to see you next week. Aloha.